All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Key to Success three-part webinar series. Today we'll be talking about connecting our teams with ProjectSight. So I'll introduce myself. I'm Hunter Hayden. I am the ProjectSight Solutions Consultant with Trimble. Before I was with Trimble, I spent about 5 years in the GC world, building everything from apartment complexes to convention centers and airports and everything like that. So I'll leave it open for my colleagues here to introduce themselves as well.
Yeah, I'll go next. Thanks so much, Hunter, and thanks everyone for being here today and for all the comments. Keep them coming. We want your questions. We want your comments. Help makes this session better. And if there's any follow-ups later on, we'll be able to get back to you. Guys, my name's George. I've been with Trimble Viewpoint for a number of years now. I'll be presenting in one of the subsequent sessions where we talk more about the connection back to our ERPs. So I've been using the Viewpoint products, the ERP products, for around 10 or 12 years now, and very excited to be on talking about how project management and these solutions work together. So Alex?
Yeah, thanks, George. Happy to be here with everybody. My background is a little bit more on the design and engineering side, coming from a mechanical contractor perspective, but through all of that, working alongside of a lot of PMs and field personnel too. So familiar with that. And I'll be doing the third part in the series as far as the presentations go and looking at ProjectSight through the lens of more of a specialty or MEP contractor.
Awesome.
Yeah, those dates coming up. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I don't know if there was a comment, but those dates coming up are next Wednesday and the following Wednesday. So the 8th of May and the 15th of May. On the 8th, we'll be talking about connecting the financial data, and then Alex sessions there on the 15th. So if you don't have those dates on your calendar, you should have been able to register them before we register for this session, but we'll be taking you through more in-depth some of the workflows that Hunter won't be able to cover today.
Yeah, let us know in the chat again or the Q&A inbox if you do plan on attending those.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Hunter. So next up, if you're not familiar with the webinar platform that we're using, you should be able to see us obviously directly on screen. You've got all these windows and buttons around you. So use those, send us questions, send us comments. Our team has also done a fantastic job providing some excellent resources, some case studies that are available for you to download and access as part of your attendance today. So thanks so much for being here. And again, keep those questions coming. Alex and I are going to act as moderators while Hunter goes through the presentation today. So if there's anything pressing, put it in the chat and we'll do our best to not interrupt too rudely, but we want to make sure those questions get answered today. So what do you think, Alex, Hunter? Anything I missed there?
No, I think we're ready.
All right.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Let's do it.
All three. Stephanie Boaz, awesome. Sweet. Thanks, guys, for your responses in the chat. So a little agenda for today. We're going to talk about what is ProjectSight. We're going to go through a quick workflow demo on the live software, and then we'll have some time at the end also for Q&A. So I want to start with a quote from Benjamin Crosby, who is the director of BIM and VDC at Yates Construction, which is one of our largest ProjectSight users. He says, contractors usually bridge communications between owners and architects. And if you're a contractor, it's important to find software that's built to be a hub of information where all those different parties can interface. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, bridging communications and being that central hub of information. So as you guys probably know, managing construction technology is pretty difficult, especially on top of managing the actual work that you have to do and managing the people that have to do the work, right? So here's some examples of all the different softwares you might run into, right? Estimating and takeoff, you might have on-screen. Virtual design and construction, maybe you have Autodesk and BIM 360. Maybe you've got open space for reality capture, something for a fab shop if you've got one. You've got a different scheduling software, different accounting software, project management as well. So it's really hard to find, if it's even possible to find one company or one connected construction solution that handles all of these things. And so that's where Trimble Construction One steps in. We've got solutions for pretty much everything that you can imagine as far as running a construction company, building buildings, doing construction work, from design and detailing with Tekla and Siskiyou and SketchUp and everything like that. We've got estimating solutions, not only for GCs, but also for, specialty subcontractors. We've got prefab options, project management options, which we'll talk about today, among others. And those are all connected with the backbone called Trimble Connect, which really, allows us to integrate that information between all of our different verticals and allows, visibility from the estimators to see the PCOs that come from those changing estimates. Or you update your model and your field guys can see it in Trimble Connect as well. So what is ProjectSight and who is it for? So it's for project managers, operations managers, VPs of ops. I'd add superintendents, field engineers, project engineers, assistant project managers. And what do they need it for? They need it to streamline their project management activities with real-time data access, no more, paper copies that are outdated by the time they hit the job site, and integrated financial reports. So ProjectSight is a comprehensive project management solution that enables that coordination between, again, all stages of construction, from pre-construction to post-construction, warranty, closeout, all of that. All right, so I will share my screen and jump over to our live demonstration. And if you haven't already, jump over to the media player so that you can see ProjectSight when it loads up here. And if you guys are seeing a recording bar at the bottom, you can go ahead and just X that out. It might get in the way of viewing. Let me jump over to my audience view. Okay, it looks like you guys have ProjectSight up now. So what we're looking at right now is a project dashboard in ProjectSight. So I'll just give you a little overview before I jump into the workflow demo. On the left side here, we've got all of our different modules. So everything from managing your drawings and specs, managing your budget and financial information, from building contracts, building out your budget, change orders, purchase orders, everything like that. And document control is where your RFIs, your submittals, your on-site issues, all of that is going to live. And we do have field management tools as well. So you can build out your QA/QC checklists, you can do your daily reports, manage your punch list. You can do all of that stuff within ProjectSight. In the middle section, we've got our widget profile. So this is going to be configurable for each different persona, each different role on your project. So your PMs are going to have a different widget profile than your superintendents and your assistant PMs and your field engineers, so they can all set up their own. And then on the right side of your screen, you'll see the assignments tab, which is where those PMs or project executives can see and have visibility into who owes what on the project. So as a PM, I can use it to see what's on my plate. I can also use it to see what my subcontractors have been assigned to and what they owe me at any given time. All right, so today we're going to focus on drawings, managing new versions of drawings, managing hosting your drawings and sharing them out with your subcontractors. And that will lead into document control as well. So we're going to build out an issue from a drawing and then have it turn into an RFI. And in next week's webinar, George is going to show you how maybe an RFI turns into a PCO and that ends up in your accounting solution. So we'll jump into this module here. So the workflow for the drawing management module is that you'll get your original set or your new addendum or bulletin from your architect, your engineer, GC, whoever's sending it over to you, and you'll upload it in the drawing sets module. So I've got my log of different sets here. Maybe I started off with a 90% DD set, and then I was issued 100% issue for construction. When I upload that new issue, it's going to automatically replace the previous drawings for me. So it's going to slip sheet those right in for me. I'll jump into a drawing set here. And notice the drawing numbers I've got as well as the drawing titles. So what ProjectSight can do is use optical character recognition technology to find your title block information for you and automatically input it. So notice the X123, the page 1, page 2. What I'll do is go into my auto detect highlighted regions section. And I'll actually highlight the areas that I want ProjectSight to look for that title block information on my drawing. So I did this previously. I highlighted, the sheet number, the sheet title, revision date, and I can actually highlight the discipline here, the letter A, and it'll go ahead and find that architectural for me. When I toggle this OCR, it'll make this PDF a fully searchable, readable, smart PDF, if you will, if it's not already. So let me actually go ahead and highlight this again. It's as easy as that. I'll hit next. And so now it's going to search through all of my drawings in this drawing set and find that same information for me.
While that's loading here, Hunter, we got a question from the group. If we've got drawings in Teams, can they be transferred to ProjectSight? I assume that, I don't know if that's Microsoft Teams or Viewpoint Team. Maybe Rex, if you wouldn't mind clarifying that.
Yeah, I'll just jump in. So there's no way to just push your drawing from either one. You would have to have it in a PDF format, and you would just upload just as you would if you got fresh, brand new drawings from your architect. So now let's take another look at the drawing numbers. So all I did was highlight those regions and put it through the OCR technology, and it found those sheet numbers and changed up the sheet titles for me to match exactly what's on those drawings. So I don't have to go through and edit any of these. It did a really good job. If there were any issues, I can obviously jump in here and edit whatever title I want to. So it makes life very easy for you when uploading those drawings. And then from here, I can publish these and have them actually go be hosted in my drawings module. All right, so let's jump out of the drawing sets module and into our drawings. And I've got a view saved here for just my mechanicals. So this is what I'm going to focus on today. I can view this in a thumbnail view or a log view if I want to see, the revision number, the title, discipline, revision date, anything that you can think of. You can add those columns here. I'll jump back to my thumbnail view and into my drawing. So as we're viewing this drawing, you can see the annotation tools on the left side here. I've got, hand draw tools, clouds, shapes, text boxes, measurement tools. I've also got this camera tool here. So I can actually go into a room, take a bunch of photos, and then attach that camera view to the room and add all the photos from that room into ProjectSight. So this is great if you've got existing conditions that you need to track, or you want to track progress throughout the life of the project. You can take those photos and house them in rooms. Another thing I can do is compare this drawing to either a previous revision of this drawing. So if I, had a 80% or 90% DD, I jump to my 100% issue for construction. That's my most current set now. I can do a constructability review by comparing this to that previous revision. I can also compare it to really any other drawing in my set, which is what I'll do. So if you want to make sure that everything from level 1 to level 2 lines up correctly, I can go ahead and compare that to my current revision of level 1. I can grab the sheet and auto align it. So if it's on different levels, sometimes the column lines are a little off center. So I can grab that and align it as necessary. I'll finish my alignment. And I can change the colors, make it high contrast, hide all my annotations. I can update the alignment as necessary. But this gives you a quick and easy, view into, the differences between your levels or your previous revisions.
Hey, Hunter, another question from the group here. If there's a number or letters in that sheet discipline area, how does it handle that?
In the discipline area?
Yeah, I think
what if there's a number or letters with the sheet
scan.
discipline?
Yeah, back to the initial scan when you import.
Well, there was. So I can highlight the sheet number, which is A101, and then I just went and highlighted the letter portion of that sheet number, and it went and found architectural, mechanical, plumbing, electrical for me. So you would highlight the title, the full title, to find that information, and then to highlight the discipline. Maybe you have the full discipline on the sheet, you would highlight that, or you can just highlight that leading character to find the disciplines as well.
Perfect.
So as I'm looking at this, I notice I've got my level 1 versus my level 2. I'll zoom into my duct section here. So it looks like everything's lined up correctly. But what if, this duct chase was misaligned? What if the duct chase was actually over here? And while you're doing your constructability review, that's the best time to find it, right? Issues like that because you haven't built the building yet. But what if you already built the building and your super's out in the field and notices the hole in the ground is in a different spot than the hole in the ceiling, and the duct is straight because he can see that from the mechanicals. So that super can jump on his iPad and look at this same drawing and actually create, an issue to track from that very place on the project. So I'll get out of my comparison. I still have my annotation here. So super says this is where the actual hole is. Maybe I need to create an issue now. So what he'll do is jump over here to create an issue. I'll highlight my area. And then from here, I can create a brand new issue or link one that's existing already. So I'll go ahead and create. I'll call it mechanical chase misalignment. It's going to auto number for me. I can change the type. Maybe it's a design issue. Maybe it's super important. And maybe it's in interior, phase 1, level 1. You can change the locations that you load into this project. So I'll put some information in the body of the issue as well. The mechanical chase between level 1 and level 2 at column line G is misaligned. So we need to write an RFI to figure out which sheet we should build off of, right? So think about this as your super in the field sending this message to maybe a project engineer or an assistant PM or maybe the PM on the project. So I've assigned some people. I can have default assignees. I can choose anyone from my project to assign this issue to. Or I can create distribution lists as well. So if I want to send this to a distribution list of all my project managers or all my architects or engineers, I can do that. So I'll select my project manager list, select them, and then assign them as well. And when I save this from so it will auto number if you set that up correctly, and I guess I didn't beforehand. So you can choose a number or you can have them auto numbered. So when I save that, it's going to load into my issues list. And anyone on that project will be able to view that issue given that they have access to it. If you assign a subcontractor to it, they'll be able to see that issue and track it as it moves along the process. If you assign only internals, then only internals will be able to see it. And now this issue is linked to my drawing for everyone that has access again to see this issue. So I can see this on the, the right panel view, kind of a limited view of this issue. If I want to jump in here and see the full issue, and all the collaboration and all of the comments, I can jump into the full issue and see that. So since I just created this, there's no comments or anything on it yet, but just imagine the super, sends a message, hey, where are we with this? Has an RFI been created? I'll send that. And then maybe that, assistant PM jumps in and says, I'll do it right now. So what that assistant PM can do now is jump up to our link section, press this plus button, and create a brand new RFI directly from this issue. So I'll jump to the record that I want to create, which is an RFI. Again, I can select one that's already been created, or I can create a brand new one. So I've got the brand new one created. I'll name it. I'll put some context in the question here. So the mechanical chase for gravity fan GVF1 between level 1 and level 2 at column line G is misaligned. Please clarify whether we are to build the chase according to which sheet, and please see attached links for further context. So from here, I can link those two drawings. And a neat thing about ProjectSight and Trimble Connect is that you can actually host your model in Trimble Connect, and it's integrated with ProjectSight. So if I want to link a model view from Trimble Connect, I can go into that model, save a view, I'll call it HVAC view, and I can link it directly to this RFI, so that when I do assign it to my architect, my engineer, owner, and they come into this RFI to view and respond and give their 2 cents, they'll be able to see all of that context directly attached to this RFI here. Of course, I can upload files from my computer, my phone, my iPad, photos, PDFs, other documentation. I can link really any kind of file that I can think of to this RFI. And I will go ahead and send that. So now the RFI is created. I can assign it again to whoever I need to. This time it would probably be your architect list, but I don't have one built, so I'll just show you the project manager list again. And now all of these assignees will get an email in their inbox stating, you've been assigned this RFI, here's your due date. And there in the email, there's a line that says, please respond above this line to mark a comment on this RFI. So what they can do is, without even getting into ProjectSight, they can respond, go off of sheet M101, go off of sheet M102, that's the right one, without even jumping into ProjectSight. They can respond directly via email. So let me know in the chat or the Q&A, how are your supers, your field guys, and your office guys communicating right now?
Yeah, while we're waiting for those, maybe I'll jump in here, Hunter. One of the things, especially on the subcontractor side, that we see a lot of folks getting excited about is being able to have all of this stuff in one tool. So have the model referenced in, but then have sort of buckets of information, whether it's action items or issues that they can track internally, and then tie those really easily to kind of more escalated things like an RFI or a change order. But having them all in that one place, kind of that project hub, is something that we see a lot of people getting fired up about.
Yep, absolutely. Heroically, someone said. Email or not at all. Yeah, we hear that a lot. A lot of Microsoft Teams, a lot of text messages, phone calls back and forth. I worked for a company where everything lived in the senior superintendent's head. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, some of which are less efficient and time saving than others. So really where ProjectSight and Trimble Connect and Trimble Construction One step in is they help you notice problems before they happen, right? And if they have already happened and now you have to respond, they help you respond efficiently and get things done before, you know, the stuff hits the fan. In this RFI, we've got a couple different tabs as well. So we've got our impact tab where your PMs can track, you know, the cost impact, the schedule impact, whether or not a drawing update needs to be made. So is there a cost to this? Not sure, maybe. Schedule, yes, because it's got to be fixed first. And then we're definitely going to need a new drawing. So I can track that as well. Add my notes. Is the drawing update done? Sure. On May 1st, 24, new bulletin, fix this problem. And then myself as the PM, I can go out here and close this RFI if I've got the answer I need, or assign additional people that might need to put their 2 cents in. I can also send courtesy copies, so you can save another distribution list for your entire subcontractor list. So they can get a courtesy copy just to have visibility into, so that they know what's going on your project. All right, and I think we're running short on time, so I'll jump back to the slide deck here. I'll stop sharing. But if you've got any additional questions, please, you know, now's a great time to ask them.
Fantastic.
So we should be planning on abandoning teams to go to ProjectSight. So team is going to be, well, it's stopped being developed. So that's kind of, the writing is on the wall. There's been no messaging about, you know, sunsetting it as of date, but when it stops being developed, you can kind of read the writing on the wall there. And there's a lot of great, you know, workflow options in Team that have been brought over to ProjectSight so that users of Team can, you know, seamlessly transition over.
Yeah, and Hunter, that's a good point too. Some of those capabilities, particularly next week, if you come back, we'll be highlighting some of the financial areas around how ProjectSight connects back to both of the Viewpoint ERPs, both Spectrum and the Vista application. I'll be talking through what some of those capabilities are, how that can be leveraged, as well as how it works with the rest of what Hunter showed us today and some of the other areas that Alex will be taking us through in the final session. So, Hunter, that's a great point. Looks like we do have some questions coming in here too.
Yeah, and Bob, so what kind of learning curve is typical for PMs to get it? Is it weeks, months, or years? I would say probably weeks, especially if they've ever used any sort of PM software before, like a Procore, a FieldWire, Autodesk Build. But even if they haven't, an RFI is an RFI, right? If they know how to do that, all they got to do, or all they have to learn, is what buttons to click and where to put the information in ProjectSight.
Yeah, and I would add to that too, just in talking with a lot of customers, one of their first impressions going through ProjectSight, which I'm sure you all noticed too, is just the ease of navigability. So really straightforward, simple, large buttons. That goes a long ways for guys that are not used to being in a system, or just making it easier to adopt.
And Chris, I don't know if your questions were answered in the chat already, but yes, ProjectSight does handle PCOs, submittals, contract building, purchase orders, invoices, really everything that you can think of in that aspect.
We've got in here, at what level is ProjectSight integrated with Spectrum? I believe, George, you'll be diving into more of the ERP related info in next week's session as well. But
yeah, that's right. Yeah, we'll be taking you through that, how the budget's connected, how commitments are connected, and we'll be talking about how you can control that information flowing back into Spectrum as well as Vista. So that's exactly right. We will be, we did record this webinar. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, Robin, the recording of this will definitely be available from probably the same link that you got to join it. or it will be emailed to you. It'll also be on LinkedIn. So we'll definitely get it to you.
So we're up on our scheduled time. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to respond to Debbie. I've been told that there is a new platform on the horizon that has everything that we were told ProjectSight could do, will have. Is there an anticipated release date? ProjectSight is our future. So you might be referencing Team, but ProjectSight is the mainstay. It's our flagship project management software. It's where we're developing, putting all of our developer dollars. So that will be the one.
Question on the mobile app. Yeah, there is a mobile app for tablet and phone. So the cool thing about that is it allows you to download the content, work with it offline, and then it's able to sync once you get back to a connection.
And Seth, you can go to dataexchange.com. Let me look it up actually. So Data Exchange is our integration partner that we purchased recently. It used to be Rivet. So you can go on their website. It's DATA. Actually, I'll just post it in the chat here. But you can see all of the current integrations that we've got. Oops, I posted it in the wrong chat. So let me put it here. So I just posted that link in the attendee chat. And then, Thad, do you have inspections for safety and QC teams? You can build out your own inspections. Yep, we have an inspection builder. And from those inspections, you can, of course, create the issues, the punch list items, the RFIs that come with that. All right.
All right, I'll jump in here real quick. On screen, guys, there's a slide. It says our award-winning customer community. If you haven't yet, please get into the Viewpoint Network there. There's a URL. There will be new groups created for project management, for ProjectSight, so you can exchange more commentary, more questions, more answers with others who are in there using the applications. So if you haven't been in the user community yet out on the Viewpoint Network, please get in there. It's a great resource available to you all as anyone who's a customer. So appreciate that. Now, we did go a little bit over on time. If we didn't get into your question today, the fact that you submitted it here in the webinar will allow us to track that and get back with you individually. So thank you so much for your questions and comments. Alex, Hunter, guys, do you have any other comments? Otherwise, I think you did a great job.
I think we're good. Excited to see you guys next week.
Yeah,
thanks everybody.
Please come back. Nice work. Thanks, everyone.